Shalom, brothers and sisters. It's the Hebrew Life again. I'm Bay Jerusalem, and I'm back with another lesson. We're going to call this one Foes of My Own Household. Foes of Your Own Household. It's all through the scriptures. I mean, even if you look in today's sense, if you think about people who count your downfall and hate on you the most, people who talk about you the most, people you into it with the most, black people mainly I'm talking about, you got to ask yourself, who is it? It's mainly within your own household, your own family is where all these problems come from. A lot of people out here have a lot of problems because of what goes on within their own household. Problems that were never solved and people never got an apology about it. Now, we're going to prove this with the scriptures today. We're going to start this off with Adam and Eve. You know, Adam was in the garden. He didn't have a help meet. The Most High found them a help meet, and her being a help meet, she was the one who caused Adam sin because he wanted to listen to her. So there in the first case of the scriptures, you learn that your enemy is going to come from somebody who's up under you, your own household. It's deeper than that. You got Cain and Abel. Let's go to that. You got Cain and Abel. I will talk about Cain and Abel because they elaborate a little more. Everybody in the world knows the story of Cain and Abel, and they're more accustomed to this story. Now, Cain killed his brother. Let's read over this. Let's read why this happened. Because it's always because somebody came up short, or they're getting less of the glory that they feel like they should get. So they want to act out a childlike characteristic. Let's read this. In the process of the time it came to pass, Cain brought of fruit. This is Genesis 4. Cain brought of the fruit of the ground and offered it unto the Elohim, and Abel he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and the fat thereof, and the Elohim had respected unto Abel's offering, but unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. Now, if you read in the scriptures, we already know why the Elohim would not respect an offering you give him. That's because it was a blemished offering. If you was giving them fruit, you might have gave them a fruit with worms hanging out of it, or maybe your most sourest fruit, and you kept the best plump fruit for yourself. Abel understood early, I'm going to give him the best of my flocking. Cain did not understand that. But the Most High did not forsake Cain because of this. But Cain allowed the Hashatan to get in and became angry about this. Let's read. And the Elohim said but unto Cain and to his offering he had not respected. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. There you go right there. His countenance is falling. Now, that's all the Hashatan needs is a little inconvenience. And he going to get you. Let's keep reading. And the Elohim said to Cain, why art thou wroth? Why is thou countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shalt not thou be accepted? And if thou does not does well, sin lieth at the door. And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. He's telling him, Hashatan, he said to his desire, he's letting him know it's Hashatan's desire that your countenance with the Most High falls. He wants you to let a little inconvenience cause you to go off and let one demon in, you're going to let a lot more in. Don't think you're just going to let one little demon squeak in, and that's going to be it. You let room for one demon to creep in, you let room for 10 more to creep in. You open the door. Now, let's keep reading. And Cain talked with his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against his brother, and he slew him. Now, here we go. I'm proving that your enemy is going to come from your own household. In today's, as you see, there's nothing new under the sun. Cain killed his brother. You have brothers killing each other today. And don't even know. You got Hebrew Israelites killing each other today in the streets. Don't even know they're brothers. You're from a tribe, brother. We all brothers. We supposed to stick together, but no, they don't know that. You got brothers fighting each other within their immediate household. I read about brothers trying to kill brothers. Blood brothers, same mother, same father type of thing. Now, speaking of same, Hashatan is a brother of Yeshua. He was the son of God. Now, this is another case of a brother on brother. This is why the Most High say he hates Esau, because you're doing the abominable sin Cain performed, and that's killing your brother, which is unforgivable. This is why he hates Esau, because Esau wanted to kill his brother Jacob because of a blessing. It's always because of a little disagreement, and it's never something his brother personally did. The person did is something that it's a problem that person has with the Most High. And then they want to take it out on their family. Even in today, since you got family that like to start stuff, but you got to ignore your family. You got to recognize when demons is on people and when people are just trying to test your armor of Yah. You know what I mean? You got to tighten up. We got to tighten up out here. We can't let these people get to us. Now, you got Esau and Yaakov. I spoke of Yeshua and Hashatan. They were brothers in heaven. The Most High favored Hashatan until he turned left and wanted to kill his brother. It's just like the movie Good Son. Let's go to that. Let's go to Revelation 12. Revelation 12, verse 5. We're going to start at verse 4. And his tail drew a third part of the stars of heaven and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. The Hashatan could not take this new wonder, so he devised a plan on Adam and Eve. He devised a plan on Yeshua, because he was the light of the heavens. He couldn't take being second. It's just like when you have a child, and then you have a new child, and the child you had before, which is the older child, starts to be jealous and starts to act funny towards the new sibling. It's the same thing. As it is on earth, it is in heaven. This is a beautiful thing, these scriptures. Let's continue. You had Isaac and Ishmael. Isaac didn't really do anything bogus, but what you have is a case of a child of the spirit and a child of the flesh, and that's with every case in these scriptures. Now, after Cain killed Abel, they did have another child named Seth, and he was the child of the spirit. Cain was the child of the flesh. Now we're gonna find out how a child could be a child of the flesh, and how is this to be in the earth, and why is people evil like this, and why does people do this to their own family and their own household. Let's go to Genesis and find out why. Let's go to Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. Because this is part of the curse of the woman, and she does have children. Let's read. We're going to start at verse 14. And the Elohim Yah said unto the serpent. No, we're going to start at verse 13. And the Elohim Yah said unto the woman, what is that thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. And the Elohim Yah said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field, and upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. And it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Now that's why this go on. The Most High put enmity. Now you didn't think the serpent would have children, but there you read right there in Genesis 3. The serpent does have children out here. The Most High cannot possibly love everybody. When you see people doing wicked things in the earth, that's the serpent's seed. The Most High can possibly love everybody. He has his children, and the serpent has his children. And that's what you're going to find out. Now, we're going to prove this. Let's go to Romans chapter 9 and 8 before I get into all of the brother on brother crime that goes on earth to close out. Let's go to Romans chapter 9. And we're going to start at verse 8. So you can learn what this thing between the children of the flesh and the children of the spirit. That is, which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of Yah, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed. For this is the word of the promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, and for the children being not born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yah according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. And it was said unto her, the elder should serve the younger. As it was written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? There is unrighteousness with God? Yah forbid. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I have compassion. We're going to stop right there. You cannot say that the Most High judges unrighteous. He told you right there he chooses. So we can't say we chose this walk. I can't say I chose to be a Hebrew Israelite. The Most High called us. He says sheep hears his voice. He right there and in Romans 9, he proved to you that there's no argument between us and the Arabs on who's the chosen. He said through Isaac, not through Ishmael, and through Jacob, not through Esau. So this is a family matter where you got family members hating on the chosen, which is Israel. You got the Ammonites and the Moabites, they're Shemites. Esau, Ishmael. You even got people hanging within the Hamite family on each other. You got Japhite on Japhite. This is all family matters. Family hating on family. We have the chosen, so the other people in the family need to stop trying to steal it and lie and murder and do all these things when the Most High has ordained it, and you can't put your word over his. You got, like I spoke about a couple videos back, you got the Spanish and the English and all of them coming over here killing the Indians, which is of another Nate family within Japheth. They're both Japhites, and you got another Japhite line making treaties, getting the upper hand through evil over the other brother. You got Hamites overseas killing Hamites in Ethiopia, Africa, and Somalia, and many other countries over there, cities and nations. It's crazy. People can't be honest with their own brethren. But that's what's to go on in the last days. Let's go to 2 Timothy. Let's go to 2 Timothy. Because that's what it was prophesied that this was going to go on in the last days. And this is why I believe in the scriptures. Because if that's not what's going on today, I will pay you. That's exactly what's going on. Let's go to 2 Timothy chapter 3. To close this out. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. I'm going to stop it right there. I'm going to continue to read, but as you hear, disobedient to parents. There's your disruption within the household right there, proving that your enemy is going to come in your own household. Let's get the verse that proves that. Matthew 10. Because I should have been read it out. Excuse me, family, because I'm ranting and I'm emotional. Let me hold my spirit. I should have been read out the verse that the Most High read to tell you your enemy is going to come in your own household, so be wary. They're not saying don't love your household, but be wary. Understand that. Understand this is like a movie, a zombie movie, and you could look over and your friend could have been bitten. You don't know, so keep your eyes open. That's all it's saying. We love our family, but still, hey, we're not going to be stabbed in the back in our sleep because we chose to love too hard. Let's get this. This is Matthew 10 and 36. That closes out. I'm going to start at 35. For I am come and set a man at variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's foe